The old mailbox stood near the road, a little bent and a little rusty. Most people passed it without looking, but Clara looked at it every day. She lived in a small house at the edge of the town. The house was quiet, too quiet. Her husband had died 5 years ago. Her daughter had moved far away. Now only the sound of the clock and the wind lived with her. Every morning, Clara opened her front door and walked slowly to the mailbox. Sometimes there was nothing inside. Sometimes there were only bills, but she still checked every day. She did not really know what she was waiting for, but her heart waited anyway. Before, long ago, letters were a big part of her life. Her husband, Thomas, used to write her letters when he was away for work. Even after they got married, he still wrote to her sometimes. He said letters were slow, but they were honest. Clara kept all those letters in a small wooden box. After Thomas died, the house felt empty in a new way. The rooms were the same, but the air was different. The silence was heavier. At first, many people came to visit her. They brought food, they said kind words, they stayed for a little while. Then, slowly, they stopped coming. Life moved on for everyone, but Clara's life stayed very quiet. One day, about a year after Thomas passed away, Clara found a letter in the mailbox. It was not a bill, it was not an advertisement, it was a real letter. Her name was written on it in a careful, slow handwriting. Clara's hands were shaking when she opened it. Inside, there was only one short message. "I hope you are doing well. I was thinking about you." There was no name. She did not know who sent it, but that night, for the first time in a long time, she did not feel completely alone. A week later, another letter came, then another. They were always short, always simple. Sometimes they talked about the weather, sometimes about small things in the town, sometimes about memories of the past. But the letters never said who was writing them. Clara tried to guess. Maybe it was an old friend, maybe a neighbor, maybe someone who knew Thomas. She did not ask anyone. A small part of her was afraid that if she asked, the letters would stop. So she just waited. Every morning she walked to the mailbox with a quiet hope in her heart. The letters became part of her life. She started to clean the house a little more. She started to cook real meals again, not just simple food. She even started to sit in the garden in the afternoon. It felt like someone, somewhere, still remembered her. One evening, she took out the wooden box with Thomas's letters. She read them slowly, one by one. Then she had a small idea. She took a piece of paper and wrote a short letter. "Thank you for writing to me. Your letters make my days brighter." She did not know where to send it, so she put it in the mailbox and wrote on the envelope, "To my quiet friend." She felt a little silly, but she did it anyway. 2 days later, there was a new letter. "I am happy to hear that," it said. "Your days matter." Clara smiled, a real smile. Weeks passed, then months. They wrote to each other like this, always short, always simple, always kind. They never talked about names, they never talked about where they lived. It was like two quiet hearts talking in the dark. Then, one winter, the letters stopped. One day, the mailbox was empty. The next day, empty again. Clara told herself, maybe they are busy. But days became weeks. The mailbox stayed empty. The old, heavy silence started to come back. Clara felt that same cold feeling in her chest. She waited and waited. One morning, she stood by the mailbox for a long time. Then she went back inside and sat in her chair. The house felt too quiet again. That afternoon, she did something she had not done in a long time. She put on her coat and went for a walk. She walked slowly through the town, past the small shops, past the park, past the old library. She did not know what she was looking for. Then she saw the small post office. She stood in front of it for a long time. Finally, she went inside. There was a young man behind the counter. "Can I help you?" he asked kindly. Clara felt shy. I was getting letters from someone. They stopped." The young man looked at her with gentle eyes. "Sometimes people move," he said. "Sometimes life changes." Clara nodded. She knew that. As she turned to leave, she saw an old man sitting on a chair near the window. He was holding a pen and a few envelopes. His hands were shaking a little. He looked up. For a moment, their eyes met. Clara's heart felt strange. She did not know why. She went home. That night, she sat at her table and wrote a letter. "I hope you are okay. Even if you do not write again, thank you for everything." She did not know where to send it, but the next morning she put it in the mailbox anyway. 2 days later, there was a letter. It was short. "I am sorry I was quiet. I was sick. I am better now." Clara felt tears in her eyes. After that, the letters came again. Not as often, but they came. Spring arrived. One warm morning, Clara found a letter that said, "Thank you for walking to the mailbox every day. So do I." Her heart started to beat faster. That afternoon, she went to the mailbox earlier than usual. She waited. After a while, she saw someone walking slowly down the road. It was the old man from the post office. He stopped near the mailbox. They looked at each other. For a moment, no one spoke. Then he smiled, a shy, gentle smile. "I think you are my quiet friend," he said. Clara felt a warm, strange feeling in her chest. "I think you are too," she said. They did not say much more that day. They just stood there, two quiet people near an old mailbox. But the silence did not feel heavy. It felt kind. And from that day, Clara still walked to the mailbox every morning. But now she was not walking alone.